Hello, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Wolt, Editor-in-Chief of Chain Drug Review and Mass Market Retailers. Welcome to our video forum. Today, our guest is Andrea Wong, Senior Vice President of Scientific and Regulatory Affairs at the Council for Responsible Nutrition, which recently launched an innovative campaign called Probiotics, What's Inside is Alive. Andrea, welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
Before we talk about probiotics, maybe you could tell us briefly about yourself and your background, and also what your role at the organization is.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I'm a toxicologist by training, and I started my career in consulting, helping companies with regulatory submissions to get to support the safety of their new ingredients for foods and dietary supplements. I joined CRN about 8 years ago, and I currently lead the Scientific and Regulatory Affairs Department. My work involves identifying and reviewing scientific research related to the benefits and safety of dietary supplements and ingredients. And this helps to support CRN's nutrition policy activities, to aid in our responses to scientific publications and the resulting media coverage, and also to foster scientific innovation. We also respond to regulatory issues, and we develop proactive self-regulatory initiatives such as best practices for industry. And I think importantly, we ensure that everything CRN does is grounded in science.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about probiotics and how they differ from the other nutritional supplements that fall under the CRN umbrella.
So unlike other dietary supplements, probiotics are live organisms, hence the term from our campaign, What's Inside is Alive. And so they have different requirements for labeling practices, and they also have different storage and handling requirements. And so we developed this campaign to inform retailers about the unique needs of probiotics. And this will help them choose the right products for their customers and also help them to better handle these products.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a feeling about how well probiotics are understood by retailers and by consumers? Is there a knowledge gap there?
Yeah, so a primary reason that we developed this campaign is our members had told us that in general, retailers are not effectively presenting the probiotics category, and they don't really understand it, so then they can't help their customers understand it. And so what we've done is develop materials that will help them better curate their product offerings and then better present the category to their customers, and also handle the products to ensure that the probiotics stay alive.
Mm-hmm. And as a scientist, you understand probiotics. Maybe you can tell those of us who are not as up to speed as we should be, what benefits do probiotics bring to a person who uses them?
Well, it's important to recognize that probiotics are a category. They're not a single entity. So if you think of vitamins, they're a category, and there's a lot of different vitamins within that category. There's some overlapping benefits, but different vitamins also have their own benefits. And it's the same thing for probiotics. And so while traditionally probiotics are most well known for their benefits for digestive health, there is research showing that specific organisms have benefits for things like women's health, immune function, brain health, and others.
These organisms essentially reinforce what's natural in your gut. Is that the idea? What naturally occurs in your gut?
Some do, and then some are not native to your gut, and then they can provide benefits through their own mechanisms. So they can be isolated from foods, they can be isolated from other novel sources.
Okay, and what is the difference between probiotics and prebiotics? Help me with that one.
The prebiotics are what feed the probiotics. So probiotics are the live organisms, and prebiotics could be things like fibers or other food sources to help the probiotics grow and thrive.
Okay, and this should be merchandised as one product segment, right? Where you can get prebiotics or probiotics in one retail setting.
They can be in one retail setting, they can be in separate products, or we've seen now some combinations where you have the prebiotics and the probiotics into one product.
Okay, very interesting. And is scientific research uncovering new probiotics or new things about existing probiotics?
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's research not only on new strains of probiotics, but the benefits of combining them together, or also combining them with other ingredients to really enhance their effects.
You've understood from your members that retailers and consumers don't understand the category or communicate what they do understand well enough. What suggestions might you have to retailers about how they might do a better job of connecting probiotics to the customer?
Well, there are things that they have to look for on the label, and then there are things they have to consider for storage and handling. So in terms of the label, you should look for the genus, species, and strain on the product label. So if you see Bacillus coagulans ABC, Bacillus is the genus, coagulans is the species, and ABC is the strain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important because, again, different probiotics have different benefits. So you want to tie that strain to the studied benefit. Mm-hmm. You also want to look at quantity. For other dietary supplements, you see that quantity is labeled by weight, like milligrams. Weight is really not enough when you're looking at the quantity for probiotics because, again, they're alive. So you need to look for a quantity that's labeled to reflect the number of live organisms, such as colony-forming units or CFUs. And then finally, you have to look at the quantity through the time of expiration, because probiotics can naturally lose activity over time. If a probiotic is expired, or if it's only labeled in quantity at time of manufacture, it may not deliver the claimed benefits. Mm-hmm. And then thinking about storage and handling, probiotics are generally sensitive to changes in temperature and humidity. And so you want to make sure that you follow the recommended storage conditions throughout the product life cycle. So this includes in the warehouse, at the retailer's warehouse, during transportation, and also on the retail shelves, and then to communicate to your customers as they purchase the product, hey, this is the right way for you to store the product at home.
Now, you're helping with this campaign, you're helping the retail community understand those things, but yes, they are pretty complex.
Yes.
And how then do you get that knowledge, the right knowledge, in the hands of the user, of the consumer? What can they do there?
What our campaign materials include are items that are geared towards the retailers, but then we also have provided some consumer-friendly materials as well. So we have an infographic that is more tied towards consumers, the video that is has more consumer-friendly language. So there are tools that can directly reach consumers, and then there are tools that can reach the retailers.
Thus far, how much have consumers embraced the probiotic category? Do you know what percentage of people actually use them right now today?
Yeah, our consumer survey data, which we have a survey that CRN conducts every year, shows that they're a very popular category, and the popularity grows year over year. I believe it's 11% of dietary supplement users use probiotics. Mm-hmm. They traditionally, like I had mentioned before, they're used for gastrointestinal or digestive support. I think it was 57% of users, probiotic users, use them for gastrointestinal support, but they're also looking at different health benefits, such as for general health, and then also for emotional well-being, for immune support, and others. Mm-hmm.
And how much growth does CRN see coming in this category, in the probiotics category?
Well, we don't have a crystal ball, but I think with the innovations that you're seeing, combining them with other ingredients and the continued research, that we can expect that category to stay steady or to grow. Mm-hmm.
A final question for you. You mentioned innovation. Can you talk a little bit in general terms about what's going on in the probiotics category, and perhaps what retailers should look for down the road?
Certainly different delivery formats that are more appealing to consumers are becoming more widely available. So previously, you wouldn't see probiotics in something like a gummy because they can't survive the manufacturing conditions. But now with advances in technology, you're able to put probiotics in that very appealing matrix for some consumers. Another thing would be soft gels, being able to combine probiotics with oils or fat soluble vitamins. So previously, again, they couldn't survive under those conditions. So there's different delivery formats that are coming out and becoming more commonplace, as well as the emerging research on different health benefits.
Well, this is fascinating, and I think retailers will greatly benefit from what CRN and you and your colleagues are doing. Andrea, thank you for your time and insights today.
Thank you for the opportunity.